again, football fans. Welcome to Friday Night Varsity Flashback. We're in week 6, just about the halfway point of the season now. Dan is out of town. I'm all by myself tonight. You guys got me. I'm Aaron Schoonmaker. We got to 4 games tonight. Despite being shorthanded, we got tons of highlights, so let's get into them. And I want to start with some offense. We'll get started in Leland, where North Brunswick has been putting up points. They took on a 2-2 Whiteville team. The Scorpions have scored at least 33 points in all but one of their games this season. And North Brunswick, on their opening possession, forgot about their sideline-to-sideline running game and went to the pass. They would get back to the ground a couple plays later in the drive, and when your offensive line gets this kind of hole and your pulling guard runs out of guys to block until he's 15 yards downfield, good things are going to happen. North Brunswick was on the board first on the Jairus Thomas run. For Whiteville, though, Tyrone Falk had himself a nice night as well. He entered the score with a nice kick return, then set the team up in good field position as he bounced the carry to the outside and into your living room. That set up a Fuquan Thompson touchdown, and the score was all knotted early. But as has happened seemingly in all of North Brunswick's games this season, they managed to get the key defensive play when they need to, and they managed to get the one more score. This happened again tonight as Whiteville holds the Scorpions to 23 points. North Brunswick gets the win and improves to 5-1 in a very, very top-heavy Waccamaw Conference. And speaking of the Waccamaw Conference and offense, no team has been harder than South Brunswick this year. They're the area's top-scoring team, coming in averaging just about 40 points per game. West Brunswick was asked to try and keep pace with them tonight and did so, at least early on. First quarter action in South Brunswick appeared to be loading the cannon, but the ball bounced out on the exchange and West Brunswick recovered on their own one. Now, they were able to avoid the safety and quick kick the ball out of danger, but, it would only be a matter of time before South Brunswick broke through. In the second quarter, Nawan Watts connects with Cam Scott, who does a little dance, a little step around, turned on some jets, and he went down the sidelines for a 77-yard score. South Brunswick was on the board first. West Brunswick found the end zone twice in the second quarter, but that was just about it for them. South Brunswick got 2 rushing scores from Marcus Hankins, as well as a 77-yard touchdown on an option pass, and they rolled to a 42-14 win. South Brunswick exits the game averaging exactly 40 points per game. They've scored 240 through their 6-0 start. To Trask now, where one of the biggest question marks was Daquan Hansley and his ankle that forced him to leave last week's game. He got the start tonight, but the offense as a whole was rather ineffective. Hansley came out early and missed a series as Josh Wright took over, but Trask saw the same results. Lakewood, meanwhile, was able to play on a downhill field. They went up on this touchdown run by Lofton Kerr and then proceeded to add 3 more scores. Trask falls tonight 28-0, and they fall to 3-2 on the year. They will be in action next week against a Union team who rallied to beat James Keenan tonight 28-23 as that conference play rolls on. To our final game of the night, this one was defense, and nobody has been playing better defense in the area than Hoggard. Hoggard last week played a South Columbus team and held them to just 8 points. Those 8 points came on a fumble that South Columbus defense scored. So in effect, they pitched a shutout last week. Tonight, they came out strong once again. Sun Valley opened the game with a short scoring drive after a kick return got them to midfield, but then Hoggard's defense buckled down. They were pitching a shutout through the rest of the first quarter, through the second quarter, through the third quarter, and really until late in the game. The Hoggard defense ended up even the score at 7 in the fourth quarter when Shamari Jones recovered a fumble, scoring on a ball that Josh Fuller, a Division I recruit, just simply didn't go for. But would the offense pick up the defense this week? They showed signs of hope. They got themselves in position, but every time they did, they seemed to shoot themselves in the foot. Right here, a big run by George Richardson would have put them inside the 10. They get a holding penalty, bumps them back. A 47-yard field goal attempt ensues. That's going to be short. It seemed like they moved the ball, and then the drives would stall. With 2:46 to play in the game, quarterback Christian Pavaramo completed a pass to Michael Williams, a 74-yard touchdown. Instead of electing to go for the extra point, they went for 2 in the win. That run failed, and Sun Valley holds on for a 14-13 win. Hoggard now falls to 1-5, an unthinkable thing for Scott Braswell and his Vikings. But they will have a week off next week before they go into their Mid-Eastern Conference play. For now, let's take a look at some of the other scores around the area. Ashley hung in with Purnell Sweat. Sweat was able to win that one 28-14. New Hanover played a home game at Richmond. Figure that when they have a bigger stadium, the finances work that way. 49-20 there. Laney, an offensive explosion tonight, and they beat a very, very difficult Lumberton team, give Lumberton their first loss, 50-33. East Bladen stayed perfect with a win over Fairmont. South Columbus, their defense holds strong once again. They've given up just 7 points in 2 weeks now with a 42-0 win. Topsail improves to 2-3. They knock off what was a 3-1 Swansboro team, 35-17. As I mentioned before, Union came back to beat James Keenan. That was a 23-16 game in the fourth quarter. Union battled back to score 12 in that final frame. Pender, the AP number 2 in the 1A, they hold strong, win 49-6. And Wallace Rose Hill, the top seed in the 1A, continues to roll with a 42-7 win. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight for Friday Night Varsity Flashback. Be sure to tune in again Wednesday when we preview all of Week 7's games. The Mid-Eastern, like I said, we'll have the week off. We'll get a chance to look at a whole bunch of games nonetheless. Always be sure to tune in to StarNewsVarsity.com for all your prep needs, stats, scores, just about everything. Check it out, guys.